Games happened on November 16th. We only got 3 games. The first game is the marquee matchup that a lot of people are waiting for, with the Warriors beating the Brooklyn Nets at Brooklyn 117-99. Curry, in under 30 minutes, had 37 points. He's unstoppable at the moment. Number one ranked player for the whole season. Him and Jokic. I mean, I probably still prefer Jokic because Jokic give, the rebounding assist a little bit harder to get on the waiver wire than threes, for example. Because Curry doesn't give you a huge amount of rebound. 5, 6 assists is good from Curry, but the rebounding, the assists are harder to get, which Jokic provides. So I would still be happy to get Jokic for Curry. But they're the clear number 1 and 2 for the season. Hit 9 threes, really not much to talk about. And Jordan Poole played 28 minutes, 0 for 7 from 3. He's been scoring a bunch, but hasn't really making a lot of threes. But he's making it up on the defensive side. No steals this game, but in the last 2 weeks, he's actually the 41st ranked player, averaging 19 and 5 points and 1.5 steals and 3 threes with 96% from the free throws, and that's obviously high. But the steals is encouraging. If he can sustain at that level, he will be a top 60 guy. And I think with the return of Clay, it's going to impact him a little bit. He might drop 5 to 10 spots in rankings, but more importantly, it's the steals. He had 1 block this game, which is also, anytime he give you any blocks, that's great. Kevon Looney, just 14 minutes, not even a streamer, I would say. It depends on what team Warriors are playing. You could stream him if they're playing, a team with a big, traditional big man. Draymond Graham in 20 minutes played well. 5 for 6 is really nice. 11 points, hit 1 3, had 6 rebound, 8 assists, and a steal. But Draymond, he needs to get more defensive stats. In the last 2 weeks, averaging the 1.3 steals, which is fine, but he could be a 1.5 steals guy and close to 1 block, maybe even over a block. So when those stats go up, he could move, be that top 50, 60 guy. The scoring wise, we know he won't score much, and his efficiency has been great in the last 2 weeks. 53% from in the last 2 weeks. Just a 5.6 field goal attempts. But I think you could buy low because in category leagues his ranking is super low, right? If you're punting threes and points, he's a 109th ranked player. He's better than that. I'm pretty sure. So if you're punting points and threes, he's for sure a top 20 guy and has potential to be top 5, top 10 if you're punting those 2 categories. So depending on your team build, I would look to trade for him. If my team is a big man team punting some scoring in threes. Andrew Wiggins also had a big third quarter. Actually, he had like 10 points or he had like 13 points in the second quarter, I believe. Either way, he's been playing really well. Give that Warrior scoring punch that sometimes they need when Curry's not on the floor. So he's a hold, probably a sell high if you can do like 2 for 1s to get any top 70, 60 value. For the Brooklyn Nets, KD had one of his, probably the worst game of the season. Went 6 for 19, and he was a minus 24. 19 points, and again, no defensive stats. In real life, he was playing really well up till this game, but in fantasy, also he was playing pretty well, but just no defensive stats. That's the thing we're worried about. Hopefully, the Nets defensively they're not locked in like the Warriors. That's also one of the reasons they are not. Their record shows. Offensively, it's fine. They have enough firepower. They got Patty Mills, Joe Harris. I know is out this game. They have a lot of 3-point shooters. They obviously got Harden and KD. Even without Kyrie, offensively, the worry is the defense with this team. They're still the third in the They were 8-2 in the last 10, so I'm not worried about them in the regular season. Blake Griffin, not interested. Bruce Brown, is a guy we could stream. Patty Mills, if Joe Harris continues to be out, we could look to stream him for threes because he's gonna get 30+ minutes. He had a pretty bad game this game, but he's gonna put out some decent stats if Joe Harris continues to miss games. And Harden, 24, no defensive stats, and the assist is pretty low this game, but he went to the free throw line 11 times, so that's encouraging. But his usage remains to be pretty low. I don't know when he's gonna decide to turn it on. But I think we should be patient with Harden. The next game wasn't really close. Sixers got destroyed by the Jazz. So the minutes were pretty low across the board for a lot of the Jazz guys. For the Sixers, Shake Milton got his 35 minutes. We could stream him at least. The fact that he got 35 minutes and Danny Green was still out. Matisse Thybulle was out, So all the Sixers guys, they're all still attractive, even though Tobias Harris is back. Georges Niang still got 30 minutes. Although it was a blowout, so that's why he got a few more minutes. But Furkan Korkmaz, Shake Milton, these guys, we could still stream them. Andre Drummond only got 12 minutes. Against the Utah Jazz, you would think that he would get more minutes this game. It was obviously a blowout, but he should at least play the third quarter. I don't know what happened with his minutes this game. But he's obviously a must roster until Joel Embiid comes back. It's hard. It will be hard to sell him after this game, but we have to try. To do a 2-for-1, just try anything to get rid of him. Because he might have some short-term value. And for a team that's punting, points and threes, Andre Drummond could be really good. Even just playing 15 minutes, he could provide good enough value for that team to say, hey, maybe Joel Embiid is going to miss a bunch of games. Just try to do those trades. Seth Curry, 24 minutes, just a 3-point streamer. And Tyrese Maxey. This is the problem with Tyrese Maxey. He's been playing super well so far this season, yes. On the season, he is the 49th ranked player in 9 categories. In the past 2 weeks is where he really started playing well. 20th ranked player. But if you look at his stat, a lot of his value coming from the unbelievably low turnovers, 0.8 turnovers, an insane efficiency, 53% from the field and 86% from the free throw. So you could argue those 3 categories, it could be worse. And you look at the counting stats, 4 rebounds, 4.5, 4.8 assists is good, but not like 6, and 0.9 steals and 0.6 blocks is also okay. 0.6 blocks is above average for sure. But his game actually is not that fantasy friendly. He doesn't hit that many threes either. So a lot of the value coming from the insane efficiency and the low turnovers. So again, I really look to get any top 40, try to get any top 40 guy back or any struggling top 50 players. And then everybody's still out. For the Jazz, Bogdanović had a great game. Look to sell high. Any top 70, 80 guy, 1-for-1s. Otherwise, I think he's just that top 100 guy, really just the points and threes. If he has great efficiency, his rankings could go up, but don't expect him to give us assists, huge rebound or steals or blocks. Royce O'Neal could be a defensive streamer. Rudy Gobert numbers, 17 rebound and 4 blocks is real nice. Struggle from the free throw line, Donovan Mitchell. Just the 22 minutes. Donovan was playing fairly well. This was a blowout, so not worried about him. For him, it's about the steal numbers. And Mike Conley, again, another guy that I'm looking to sell high for top 40 and 50. He started off the season pretty well, but he's a guy that's gonna miss a bunch of games, and I just worry he's gonna fall off. Who knows? He might get hurt. Have hamstring tightness again. And Jordan Clarkson. If you need, per minute wise, he probably puts up the most field goals in the entire NBA. In 21 minutes, he took 20 shots. Let's see, in the last 2 weeks, he is 136 ranked player, averaging 16 points in just 25 minutes. He's putting up 15 shots in 25 minutes. Yeah, that's got to be one of the highest. Even just Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they took 20 shots, but they play like 35 minutes. So per minute wise, he actually put up one of the most field goal attempts per minute in the entire NBA. That is interesting. Coming off the bench, just firing away. Let's go to the next game, the last game of the night. This is gonna be a quick one, boys. San Antonio Spurs losing to the Clippers, 90-106. Spurs only got 2 games this week, so if you want to cut some of the Spurs guys after this game, I think, especially if you want in a tight matchup. Well, you don't know, it's only Tuesday. Yeah, the next game is tomorrow, so you could hold them till tomorrow and then drop them. Then you get Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You could potentially get 3 games out of that roster spot. But I don't think you want to drop Derek White. I don't think you want to drop Devontae Murray, obviously. But everybody else could be expandable. Keldon Johnson has been playing fairly well. A steal and a block this game with okay efficiency. He is, I feel like he's been playing pretty well in the last 2 weeks. Yep, he is actually the 94th ranked player. So it's okay. Averaging 16.5. So like, hey, if he fits your team, if you really like the rebound he's giving you, right? But that's about the only thing. He can consistently provide you. The scoring also a little bit. So if you like those, you could keep him, even though they only got 2 games this week. Doc McDermott played 20 minutes, didn't really do much. And Drew Eubanks and Thaddeus Young continue to split minutes at the center. I think we want to roster Thaddeus Young at least till Thursday. If Jacob Poeltl is back, I think Thaddeus Young might play 15 minutes a game, because they're using him as the center. I think it will be disaster if they start Popovich. I don't think he's gonna do it like start Popovich and Thaddeus Young. No spacing. When he was on the Pacers, Thaddeus Young was a power forward, but Miles Turner is an outside guy. He can shoot threes. So the spacing would be horrendous. So I think Thaddeus Young's time is up. If you can move him to get any value back, 2 for 1 foot, him and a top 100 guy for a top 80 guy, even 90 guy, I think I would do it because he's going to be useless very, very soon. Once Poeltl comes back, this is what I think. Derek White finally shot the ball well, 19 points. But again, Spurs lost to the Clippers. Devontae Murray, great. Devontae Murray, man, is he going to keep doing this all season? He has been insane. In the last 2 weeks, 16th ranked player. For the whole season, 16th ranked player. Exact same rankings. I think there's a chance he could stay inside of top 20, because his efficiency is not so like 46% from the field and 67% from the free throw line. The counting stat wise, 2.1 steals is a bit high, but everything else is actually sustainable. I think the 19 points, because this year he's taking a lot more shots, he's a lot more aggressive, so he could average close to 18 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. That's not too crazy, right? Also, he's only turning the ball over 2.4 times a game, so that also helping his value. But he's not known to be a huge turnover guy, anyways. So he could be inside that top 20. I think it's very hard to get any. If you can sell him high, get any top 10 guys back, I think it will be very hard. So you could just keep it. And I would argue that, some of the top 10 guys per game, because he's very unique. He doesn't make a lot of threes. So if he pounding threes, his value goes even higher. So like he would fit a lot of team builds, especially team builds that are pounding threes and points, I think. Even though he's scoring a decent bunch this year so far. Yeah, that's about the Spurs. And Devin Vassell, I think we could look to drop him after Thursday. He has that top 100 upside. I think a lot of it due to his defensive stats. But if a guy is ranked around 100 spot, I don't think he's a must roster guy. You're probably better off streaming that spot. That's just me. For the LA Clippers, Paul George continues to be great. Struggle from the field, but 12 or 13 from free throw line is huge. fourth ranked player so far this season. In the last 2 weeks, it's fallen off just a little bit. Where's Paul George? Yep, 27th ranked player. I think realistically he's top 10. I don't think he's going to be top 5 when the season is over. But good thing is he's getting a lot of steals. 2 steals again this game. For the season, he's averaging 2.1 steals. I think 2.1 is actually a bit high. But 1.6, 1.7 is possible. It's not too crazy. Last year, he was at that 1.1, 1.2. Either way, it's a huge improvement. Nicholas Batum, I don't think we want to drop him yet. He had some Achilles soreness. That's not good, but he's been playing so well lately. I think we could hold him for a little bit more and see what happens. Obviously, once Morris comes back, he's going to eat into Batum's minutes. But we don't know when Morris is coming back. There has been 0 news on him. Zubac played 31 minutes, surprisingly, versus the Spurs. I guess they have true, big men. So 13 rebounds, 8, not a bad game, given the minutes. And Eric Bledsoe, 3 steals, 11 points, 6 rebounds. I think Eric Bledsoe is a hold in category leagues, especially. 3 steals here is pretty good. And Reggie Jackson took 17 threes. That is crazy. But not playing well at the moment. If you're punting field goal, Reggie Jackson could be decent. He's actually the 44th ranked player in the last 2 weeks, averaging 21 points. Mainly just 3.5 threes is really helping his value. But everything else, 4.5 assists is nice. But just want to see Reggie. I mean, he's got a huge wing. I think he's 6'2", 6'3", but he's got like 6'9", 6'10 wingspan. Why can't you get some steals, man? 0.6, he has never been a good steals guy his whole career. So that's what's holding his value back. Luke Kennard coming off the bench, but he's just a 3-point streamer. That's it. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.